All parties in the matter of Mendoza versus Fleming. Step forward.
Mary Mendoza is suing her former friend, Lisa Fleming, for a bad check she cashed on her behalf, bank fees, and a damaged antique table.
Ms. Mendoza, I'm trying to wrap my head around these set of facts, but let me try to put in some sort of perspective, at least a framework of what I see. You have a son.
Yes.
And Miss Fleming was a friend of your son's.
Yes.
And at some point, actually it was September of last year, your son asked if she could come and stay with you for a while because she was between homes. And you said okay. You said she seemed like a nice lady and she could come. She came to your home, and then she asked you if you would become her Social Security payee.
Correct.
And you agreed to become her Social Security payee. So you would get her Social Security checks, they would be in your name, and then you would cash the checks and give her. You wouldn't.
I didn't cash the checks. One came in her name and one came in my name, but they both came to me.
Why did one come to you in your name?
Because she was supposedly renting from me.
Okay, now that makes it easier, so that she advised the Social Security Administration that one check was in your name and one check was in her name, but they both came to her house, and she kept the check that was in her name for rent, or did she give you that check?
I believe she gave me the check.
Did you give her the check?
I gave her checks every month.
Her check. What did you do with the check that was made out to you?
I signed it over to her.
Is that correct?
Yes.
There's a scam going on here, but I'm not figuring it out yet. So far, this is a new one for me. Now, this is your husband.
Yes.
And he has become your payee.
Yes.
Do you still get two checks?
No.
What is the check that you get for her every month?
$837, something to that effect. Your Honor.
$837. And what was the amount of the check that was in your name that you were getting for her while you were her Social Security payee?
$470.
And what was the amount of her check?
$400.
Is that correct?
Yes.
So now you're getting a little less money from Social Security. You were getting a little more when you were living at her house because part of that money was supposed to go to rent.
Yes.
Now I'm getting the scam. Now I'm getting the scam. How much did she pay you in rent when she was
Nothing.
there? No expenses. Now, she said she drove around your son. Is that true?
Well, all I know about her and my son is when she said she was homeless, he went down to Minneapolis and picked her up, and then he helped her find a car, and I don't know where she drove him to because he's got his own car and pickup.
Now, how long have you been collecting Social Security?
I believe since about 2000.
Is there a reason that you have a payee?
I have a payee because they said I'm not able to pay my own bills, and that's because I have a gambling problem.
Is that why you get Social Security? Because you have a gambling problem?
Yes.
And that's been going on for 17 years?
Yes.